Have you ever had one of those moments where you just had a realization that you've never had before? Hey, this is Tracy with Tracy Talks. Welcome. So today I was fixing my dinner, just going about my business, not listening to anything because I'm really bad about turning on a podcast or listening to something while I'm doing something else. And that's bad because it keeps my mind occupied and it keeps those internal thoughts that naturally just want to surface within me. It keeps them from coming up. Today, as I'm fixing my dinner, I was going over a conversation that I had with a friend today. And we really haven't been getting together much. And so it was just us kind of talking about things and what's been going on. And I was talking about the podcast and where I wanted to take my content and what direction I wanted to move in. And she said something. She said, "You're not very good at promoting yourself." My response was, "I know. And this is something that her and I have actually talked about before, that it's not one of those things that I enjoy doing. I don't want to I don't want to make a lot of reels. I don't want to make a lot of videos. I have a difficult time pushing out content on Instagram and all of these other platforms. It just feels uncomfortable for me. But in this world, that is one of those things that we just have to do. The algorithm doesn't seem to want to help small content creators, and of it's just how you have to play the game, like it or not. And as I was fixing my pizza tonight, something came up inside of me and the light bulb went off. And growing up was not one of these time periods that I ever really want to go back to. Like, I don't love my high school, and I just talked about this on the last podcast that I don't want to go back to the past and relive those moments because I don't have these great beautiful memories. Like, I don't look back fondly on the dances and the homecoming and all of those big parties. Like, I had some experiences that were extremely difficult. And today, when I was just going through my motions, I had this realization of one of the points of feedback that I typically get. And ever since I can remember, ever since high school, that people would say, "You think you're better than everybody else. You act stuck up." And when I would just literally walk into the room and I hadn't said a word, the perception that I was this was the feedback that I was getting from people. Like, "You think you're better than everybody else. Why do you act like that?" Even if I didn't say a word, it was how my energy showed up in the room. I am not really somebody who enters the room and announces to everybody that I'm here. I'm usually quiet. I usually like to sit in the corner. I usually like to feel out the energy, see what's happening, see who's doing what and who's talking to whom. Like, I'm not in the center of the room requesting and requiring everybody's attention. So I've spent a good deal of my formative years trying to just defend my existence and say, I don't think I'm better than everybody else. I just want to be like everybody else. Like, I don't want the attention. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for you to treat me like this. And so I've spent so much time trying to shrink myself so people didn't make those comments. Like, I just want to exist without you saying, oh, you think you're better than everybody else. Why are you so stuck up? Now, fast forward 30 years, and I'm trying to put myself out there. And it just hit me that so much of me has been trying to shrink myself and not assert myself out there. Like, I am assertive, but I would say more often than not that I'm responding to somebody else's behaviors. But when it comes to just me showing up in the world, I have spent a great deal of time trying to take the energy off of me, take the focus off of me. And now I am doing something that needs me to show up and say, here I am, take it or leave it. Which is just the opposite of how I've been programmed. And it's just one of those moments where it feels like some of the pieces of the puzzle fit together. Like, now that I have this awareness and now that I see the connection and where this is coming from, that there is more of an opportunity for me to just be aware of this and realize that, you know what, I'm not that 15, 16-year-old girl, that I do have something to say, just like everybody else. We all have a voice and we all deserve an opportunity to show up in the world and to use our voice and express ourselves in the way that we're designed to express ourselves. And that I don't have to shrink myself, and you can perceive me in however you want to perceive me. And people do that. People do that anyway. And now that I'm aware, and now that I have this connection and understanding, when these feelings come up in me, then I can respond to the fear. I can speak directly to the fear and this uneasy feeling. And it's been difficult because I didn't know where the fear was coming from. I didn't have something to speak to. I knew it was there. I couldn't really tell you why it was there. I didn't really have a moment that I could work my way back to. But now that I do, I can speak to my fear. And that's one of the ways that I can quiet that monkey mind, is speaking directly to whatever is causing that fear. I just had a light bulb moment, and I just wanted to share it with you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Tracy Talks. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe, and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. Friends can find Tracy Talks available on iTunes, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at More Tracy Talks. And until next time, we meet again.